Who are you? Really?
Really? I am just a figment of your imagination.
We'll go again. Keep it rolling.
Tommy Lee Jones is an outstanding American actor, director, screenwriter, and producer who has received many prestigious awards. Our hero has one of the brightest books in Hollywood. Thanks to his sharp facial features and piercing gaze, he looks natural both as a law enforcement officer and a bad guy. Watch more about this and many other things in our video.
What's the point, big boy?
Tommy Lee Jones, how the man in black lives and how much he earns.
Is it worth it?
Oh, yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
Tommy Lee Jones was born on September 15, 1946, in an ordinary family in San Saba, Texas. His father, Clyde, was a cowboy and an oil field worker. As for his mother, Lucille, she tried herself in many fields. Being a qualified teacher, she worked at school for several years, then caught criminals as a policewoman, and eventually became a beauty shop owner. Tommy has Indian, Scottish, and Irish roots. His mother's ancestors were from the Cherokee tribe, and his father's relatives were Scots and Irish. By the way, in one of the interviews, Jones told the story of his birth. At that time, everyone in San Saba was giving birth at home, but his mother decided to go to the hospital. However, she and her husband did not find any hospital nearby, so they urgently had to rent a room where the future actor was born. 3 years after the birth of our hero, the family had another son who, unfortunately, died in infancy. Being too young then, Tommy doesn't even remember his little brother. The loss of a child has deeply affected his parents' emotional state. Once the sweetest couple on the street, they started abusing alcohol and constantly fighting. It led to frequent separation and even 2 divorces. However, eventually they reunited again. One of Jones's most vivid childhood memories is how he spent nights alone in the car while his parents got drunk in cheap Texas bars. Tommy often experienced violence. The father took out his anger on his son. As a result, the boy walled himself off from the world. To avoid being at the epicenter of another scandal, he spent his time at the library where he immersed himself in reading classics of English literature. The future actor spent his conscious childhood in Midland, where he attended Robert E. Lee High School. Tommy was an exemplary student who never caused problems for his parents. During his school years, Jones had almost no friends. His classmates disliked him. Moreover, our hero intimidated everyone at school, so no one messed with him. One of his classmates was the future First Lady of the United States, Laura Bush. She was one of the few kids with whom Tommy had a good relationship. Tommy and Laura's friendship began in high school at an acting class, which our hero attended quite by accident, but unexpectedly experienced many positive emotions. Jones started attending a theater club and eventually got a role in a Shakespeare production. By the way, he got his first theater role in the 2nd grade, playing one of the dwarfs in the school production of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Soon, the future actor moved to Dallas, where he received a scholarship to study at St. Mark's School of Texas, a prestigious educational institution for boys. There, in addition to theater, the young man became seriously interested in sports and started playing football. Tommy was considered one of the best quarterbacks on the school team. In addition to studying, our hero had to work from the age of 13. Tommy worked in underwater construction and on an oil platform. In 1965, Jones graduated from high school and, thanks to his high achievements in studies and sports, attended Harvard College on scholarship. There, the young man studied English language and literature. As a student, Tommy was friends and shared a dorm room with future U.S. Vice President Al Gore. The friends played together on the university football team and even took part in the famous match Harvard beats Yale 29-29 in 1968. This football match was the most memorable in the history of the Ivy League. Jones and Gore's life paths diverged, but they managed to maintain friendly relations. Later, our hero even made a speech about the nomination of his former roommate as a candidate for the Democratic Party for the presidency of the United States in 2000. While in Harvard, Tommy did not forget about his other hobby, theater. He appeared perhaps in every university Shakespeare production. In 1969, our hero graduated from Harvard with honors, after which he moved to New York, where he planned to build an acting career on Broadway. The directors were skeptical about the guy who had just arrived in New York, so they refused him at auditions. But just 10 days after moving to the Big Apple, Jones got lucky. During the next audition, Tommy decided to improvise. He went down to the auditorium, hugged the girl sitting there, and began whispering words of love in her ear. The director watched the guy and was impressed by how he changed after leaving the stage. Thus, our hero got his first role on Broadway in the production of A Patriot for Me. In 1970, Jones debuted on television, starring in the romantic drama Love Story. One should note that in the film, the actor played a Harvard student, Hank Simpson, the main character's roommate.
Hey, Simpson, let me sack on your couch, huh?
How come?
Barrett.
Who's the guest of honor?
Cavallari.
Again? Still? Barrett slipping?
Even though the movie was successful with the audience, Tommy decided to devote most of his time to theater. In 1971, he returned to Broadway, participating in the play Four on a Garden. In parallel, the actor got a role in the soap opera One Life to Live. In the series, he appeared in 25 episodes as the moody Dr. Mark Toland. In the same year, the man got married for the first time. His chosen one was the actress and writer Kate Lardner, the niece of the famous journalist Ring Lardner. The young people met at a social event despite being called unsociable. Tommy managed to conquer a girl from a distinguished family. Being from different classes of society didn't scare him. In 1973, Jones starred in the little-known drama Life Study. A year later, the audience saw him in the Broadway play called Ulysses in Nighttown. In 1975, the actor appeared in an episode of the TV series Barnaby Jones and played one of the lead roles in the drama Eliza's Horoscope. However, these works were not popular with the audience. The following year, his filmography was enriched by the TV series Baretta, Charlie's Angels, and Family, and such movies as the crime thriller Jackson County Jail and the drama Smash Up on Interstate 5. The man continued to appear on the stage, but his career seemed to stand still. Tommy did not receive any considerable fees or famous roles. The actor's wife could not come to terms with all this. Kate got tired of waiting for her lover to become successful and wealthy and filed for divorce in 1976. They divorced 2 years later. Their marriage lasted 7 years and they had no children. In 1977, Jones starred in the biographical drama The Amazing Howard Hughes as a famous American engineer and entrepreneur. Tommy also played one of the lead roles in the thriller Rolling Thunder.
They'll catch him, some bitches, Major. They'll catch him. I suppose. Can't just let it slide, Major. They don't have any right to live.
In the film, he appeared in the image of a Vietnam War veteran captured by the enemy. According to the script, the two friends returned to their homeland after 7 long years of imprisonment but didn't receive an affectionate welcome. After the premiere of this film, our hero achieved fame and critics praised his acting. In 1978, Jones starred in the drama The Betsy as racing driver Angelo Perino, tasked with secretly developing a revolutionary fuel-efficient car. He also appeared in the thriller Eyes of Laura Mars as a policeman named John Neville. Although not listed in the credits, he was also one of the screenwriters. The public warmly received both pictures. On the set of Eyes of Laura Mars, the man met actress and model Lisa Taylor, with whom he had a fleeting affair. In 1980, Tommy played the lead role in the short film Barn Burning and starred in the biographical musical drama Coal Miner's Daughter, which tells about the life of the famous country singer Loretta Lynn.
What were you saying, Dick?
I was saying that tomorrow is our anniversary. I figured that'd be a good day for you and me to get married, especially since I got all that money.
In the latter, Jones played the spouse of the main character. This role brought him his first Golden Globe nomination. By the way, before the filming began, our hero got arrested for drunk driving and beaten for resisting arrest. In 1981, the actor starred in the drama Back Roads as a former boxer who fell in love with a girl of easy virtue and decided to start a new life with her. Sally Field played his on-screen girlfriend. However, the relationship between Tommy and Sally wasn't that good in real life.
Get that $20 that I owe you.
Listen close. You're a beggar, you're stupid, you smell, you're ugly.
You expect me to believe I'm ugly? Hell, I'm not ugly.
Hey, sugar.
During the filming, the man began dating photographer Kimberly Cluffley, the daughter of former San Antonio Mayor Phil Hardberger. The couple's relationship developed rapidly, and they married a few months later. This marriage brought our hero 2 children, Austin and Victoria. This time, the union turned out to be a happy one. His wife supported Tommy in everything, and he, in turn, devoted every free moment to the family. During the years of this marriage, the actor realized his long-standing dream. He acquired several ranches in Texas, where he now breeds horses and enjoys farming. In 1982, Jones starred in the drama The Rainmaker and the crime autobiographical drama The Executioner's Song. In the latter, he played a cold-blooded criminal, Gary Gilmore, sentenced to death.
That's the whole point of living. If you don't, your burden's gonna grow.
The actor did a brilliant job and received an Emmy Award. In subsequent years, the filmography of our hero was enriched by the action films Nathan Hayes and The Park Is Mine, the dramas The River Rat, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and the thriller Black Moon Rising, as well as an episode of the TV series Screen 2 called Yuri Nosenko Double Agent. In 1987, Tommy starred in The Big Town and Broken Vows. In the latter, the actor appeared in the image of a young priest named Peter who has to make a difficult choice between feelings and duty. The following year, the audience saw Jones in the thriller Gotham, the crime drama Stormy Monday, the western Stranger on My Land, and the military drama April Morning. In 1989, our man starred in the political thriller The Package as Tom Boyette, a prisoner and a deserter from the U.S. Army. During the same year, Tommy appeared as a stern Texas Ranger in the adventure miniseries Lonesome Dove.
How far is it up north?
Well, up north ain't a place, Ned. It's a direction. And where we're going is about 2,500 miles that way.
2,500 miles?
The series received positive reviews from critics, and our hero received Emmy and Golden Globe nominations for his role. In 1990, Nicolas Cage and Tommy Lee Jones starred in the action drama Firebirds. They played pilots of the American Army. The film received low critical acclaim and was called a mediocre version of the more popular and successful film Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise. The following year, Tommy appeared in the historical thriller JFK as businessman Clay Shaw, accused of participating in the conspiracy against the 35th President of the United States.
Such a pity, that assassination. In fact, I admired President Kennedy, a man of true panache, wife of impeccable taste.
Critics praised the film, and it received 8 Oscar nominations, including Best Supporting Actor for our hero. In addition to the Oscar, Lee Jones received a nomination for the BAFTA Award. In 1992, the actor starred in the action movie Under Siege, and a year later in the drama House of Cards, the historical drama Heaven and Earth, and the detective thriller The Fugitive, where he appeared as a federal marshal Samuel Gerard.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven ground, barring injury, is 4 miles an hour. That gives us a radius of 6 miles.
The actor coped with his role brilliantly. It is rightfully considered one of the best in his career. After the release, Jones received a BAFTA Award nomination and won the Golden Globe and Oscar Awards in the Best Supporting Actor category. In addition, our hero and his colleague in the film, Harrison Ford, received the MTV Award as the Best On-Screen Duo. However, despite the excellent teamwork on the screen, the actors did not get along outside the set. Ford is terrified to recall the experience of filming together. In 1994, Tommy appeared in the drama Blue Sky, the biographical movie Cobb, the detective thriller The Client, and the crime thrillers Natural Born Killers and Blown Away. For his role in the latter, the actor received the MTV Award nomination for Best Villain. In 1995, Jones appeared in the superhero film Batman Forever as the supervillain Two-Face, Batman's enemy.
The wrath of Toss. The only true justice. Let's see what justice has in store for you.
Interestingly, the actor was director Joel Schumacher's first choice for this role after working with him in the movie The Client. However, Tommy agreed only because of his son. Austin said that Two-Face is his favorite character, mentioning that he wanted to see his father in this role. After the premiere, Jones received another MTV Award nomination for Best Villain. In Batman Forever, one of his co-stars was Jim Carrey, with whom our hero did not have a good relationship. Before the filming began, the men were having dinner at a restaurant, and Carrey decided to come up to his colleague and say hi. In response, he heard, "I hate you and I can't stand your clowning." Jim still doesn't understand what caused such a reaction from Tommy. However, Lee Jones has repeatedly admitted that he is a difficult person with no sense of humor. Tommy's relatives justify his complex character and harsh morals by saying he has cowboy blood flowing in his veins. In the same 1995, the actor appeared in the western The Good Old Boys, in which he not only played one of the lead roles, but was also a director and screenwriter.
That mark on your jaw.
Oh, I just got that from the Bronchies, because Grave...
Not to the age where you ought to quit messing with bad horses.
Age, hell, I'm young.
Don't you try to hooray me or know too much about you.
This role brought our hero a nomination for the Screen Actors Guild Award. While working on this project, Jones had a romance with an assistant cameraman, Don Laurel, who was 18 years younger than him. The man had never cheated on his wife before and was considered an exemplary family man. However, this time, he couldn't resist the passion. The news about their relationship spread very quickly. His family knew about it too. Kimberly did not make a scene, she simply filed for divorce. She did not insist on the division of property, did not claim the ranch, and did not forbid communicating with children. Soon, the resentment subsided, and now they maintain friendly relations. Moreover, in the future, Tommy's children even made friends with Dawn, who became his wife 6 years later. In 1997, Jones starred in the fantasy action films Volcano and Men in Black. In the latter, he co-starred with Will Smith, presenting themselves in the image of agents of a top-secret service engaged in monitoring alien activity on Earth.
Have a look at this for me, please.
Would you stop that?
What?
That thing is gonna give her brain cancer or something.
Never heard her before. Look, we got to get all the doors closed off around here. Special services will be here any minute.
The adventures of Agents K and J, who needed to capture a deadly space bug, were successful with the audience. The actors received an MTV Award nomination for Best On-Screen Duo. By the way, Tommy had a friendly relationship with Will Smith. Lee Jones's fee for his role in this film was $7 million. This role has become one of the most recognizable in his career. However, at first, the actor felt uncomfortable in this role. He wasn't even sure of this project's success. The following year, the man voiced a toy character in the fantasy action movie Small Soldiers and starred in the crime thriller U.S. Marshals, a sequel to the film The Fugitive.
Reporting on Channel 2 News, Chicago. Lester?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a United States Marshal for the United States Marshal Service.
In the latter, the actor again played the Marshal Samuel Gerard. Interestingly, during the filming, Tommy actually jumped out on the road in front of a car rushing at him. It took only one take to shoot this scene. For his role, he received $10 million, which made him one of the highest paid and in-demand actors in Hollywood at that time. Then, the filmography of Lee Jones was enriched by the thriller Double Jeopardy, the military drama Rules of Engagement, the adventure thriller Space Cowboys, and the sequel to Men in Black.
The Men in Black, we have a situation and we need your help.
There is a free mental health clinic at the corner of Lilac and East Valley.
Next.
The sequel to the beloved picture was no less successful, and Tommy's fee amounted to $20 million, plus a percentage of the box office. By the way, Will Smith's sons and our hero's daughter starred in cameo roles. In 2003, the actor starred in the thriller The Missing. Before filming, he had to master several phrases in the now almost extinct Apache language. The few remaining speakers of this language highly appreciated his efforts. In the same year, the man appeared in the action movie The Hunted, in which he played a retired expert in the training of elite special forces who joined the FBI team to catch a brutal killer.
Anybody here with the initials JW?
Yeah?
This yours?
Yeah, it is.
No more snares on wolves, guys.
By the way, Jones's character is based on a real-life survival expert, Tom Brown Jr. The latter was a technical consultant in this film. Interesting fact, the creators needed a scene with rain, so they moved the shooting to Portland, located in one of the rainiest states, Oregon. And yet, they were unlucky as there was no rain during that period. The fee of our hero this time amounted to $17 million. In 2005, Tommy starred in the comedy Man of the House as a Texas Ranger assigned to guard 5 girls who witnessed a crime. Jones also acted as producer in this project. During the same year, he starred in the crime drama The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada. The plot was inspired by true events, a military operation near the U.S.-Mexican border.
Hell no. He told Belmont one of the other border patrols killed him in a shootout.
Did he say his name?
A guy named Mike Norton.
In addition to playing Farmer Pete Perkins, he was a director and producer. Part of the filming took place at Lee Jones's ranch. Our hero's family contributed to the film too. His wife acted as an assistant cameraman, and his daughter played a Mexican girl. By the way, in this movie, Tommy's character speaks both English and Spanish. The film received positive reviews from critics and was awarded a nomination for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, and our hero won the award for Best Actor. In 2006, the man starred in the musical A Prairie Home Companion, and the following year in the detective drama In the Valley of Elah as a retired military police sergeant investigating the disappearance of his soldier son.
I'm sorry, I hope you find your son.
Hey, I don't know what you think your job is, but if it's anything like mine was, it's to roll up drunks, twiddle your thumbs, not ask too many questions. But my son has spent the last 18 months bringing democracy to a shithole and serving his country.
Initially, the creators wanted Clint Eastwood for this role. The latter liked it but still refused. However, he offered the directors to give this role to our hero, with whom he is close friends. Tommy did a great job and received a nomination for an Oscar. In 2007, Jones played the sheriff in the thriller No Country for Old Men. The action in the film takes place in Texas, but for financial reasons, they filmed it in Las Vegas.
You know, might not even have been no money.
That's possible.
But you don't believe it.
No. Probably I don't.
However, Tommy convinced the directors, the Coen brothers, to shoot several scenes in West Texas. This role brought the actor nominations for the BAFTA Award and the Screen Actors Guild Award in 2 categories. In the end, the movie won 1 award for Best Cast. Moreover, the film won 4 Oscars out of 8 nominations. Also, No Country for Old Men and David Fincher's Zodiac took 5th place in the rating of the 21st century's best films. Lee Jones's fee for the film was much lower than his usual rate, $10 million. After the premiere, Tommy sued the Paramount studio because he believed they underpaid him about a $10 million share of the box office. After the trial, the actor received an additional $15 million, 2 of which went to his agent as a commission. In the subsequent years, the audience saw our hero in the thriller In the Electric Mist, a Marvel Studios superhero film Captain America: The First Avenger, and dramas The Company Men and The Sunset Limited. In the latter, he also acted as a director and producer.
Anyway, people who are always looking out for perfect strangers are very often people who won't look out for the ones they're supposed to look out for, in my opinion. If you're just doing what you're supposed to, you don't get to be a hero.
By the way, during the same period, Tommy was considered for the role of Luke Hobbs in Fast 5, but in the end, the directors preferred Dwayne Johnson. In 2012, Lee Jones starred in the third installment of the Men in Black franchise, the comedy drama Hope Springs, the military drama Emperor, and the biographical drama Lincoln. In the latter, he appeared as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Thaddeus Stevens.
I'm sorry, I was under the misapprehension your chosen profession was politics. Never trusted the president, never trusted anyone, but hasn't he surprised you?
No, Mr. Stevens, he hasn't.
Although the role in this film was minor, it became one of the brightest in his career. Our hero won the Screen Actors Guild Award and received nominations for BAFTA, Golden Globe, and Oscar. In 2013, Tommy starred in the crime comedy The Family, and the following year in the western The Homesman. In the latter, in addition to playing the role of a cowboy, he was a director, producer, and screenwriter. His co-star was Meryl Streep, and they shot all the scenes with the participation of the actress and our hero in just one day. The film received high critical acclaim and a nomination for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. In 2016, Jones's filmography was enriched by the action films Mechanic Resurrection, Jason Bourne, and Criminal. They had to postpone the shooting of Criminal for a week since Tommy broke his ribs. And next year, the public saw Jones in the thriller Shock and Awe and the crime comedy Just Getting Started. Jones co-starred in the film with Morgan Freeman. Our hero played Leo, a retired FBI agent, and Freeman portrayed Duke, a former lawyer hiding from the mafia under the Witness Protection Program. Fate brings the two characters together at a party, during which a big commotion begins.
Villa Capri is not big enough for both of us, Leo. If you want to do something about that, I'll beat you best of 5 at anything ever invented.
Game room. 1 hour.
In 2019, Tommy starred in the science fiction thriller Ad Astra as astronaut Clifford McBride, who had been in outer space for 16 years, and no one knew whether he was alive. His son, also an astronaut, played by Brad Pitt, went in search of him.
The human will must overcome the impossible. You and I have to continue on right together to find what science claims does not exist.
By the way, they took photos of young Jones in an orange spacesuit from the Space Cowboys. The following year, the actor starred in the thriller Wander and the crime comedy The Comeback Trail.
I'm totally washed up. I have no desire whatsoever to make any kind of a goddamn comeback. I just want to die.
Lately, Tommy has been appearing less and less on the silver screen. Nevertheless, he recently starred in the drama The Burial, and the audience is waiting for the premiere of the thriller Finest Kind, in which Jones will appear with Jenna Ortega. On February 28, the actor recorded a touching appeal to Ukrainians. He condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine and stressed that Ukrainians would become even stronger in the end. At the same time, Tommy Lee Jones said that despite all the horrors of the war, Ukrainians have not only preserved their humanity, but are also an example of how to take care of each other. To date, the net worth of our actor is around $100 million, earned not only by royalties for films, but also by advertising contracts. Previously, Tommy Lee Jones was in advertisements for a Toyota car, the Ameriprise Financial Company providing insurance and asset management services, and the Japanese brand Suntory, which produces coffee in Boss coffee cans. The contract with the latter brought him about $2 million a year. The actor owned several properties. In 2002, he bought separate plots for about $4.5 million in Wellington, Florida. Then, he combined them into one large ranch covering around 50 acres. On the territory, there is an estate with an area of 11,000 square feet, which includes spacious living rooms and a modern kitchen. But this is not the main advantage of the real estate. It also has 2 stables that can accommodate up to 48 horses, 4 paddocks, well-groomed horse trails, a big polo field, and an artificial lake with several islands. By the way, Tommy loves not only horses, but also dogs. The ranch is considered one of the best in the world. Being an avid polo fan, Jones often provided it for competitions and amateur games. In 1993, his team even won the Western Challenge Cup of the USA Polo Association. However, in 2013, our hero put the ranch up for sale for $26.75 million, but managed to sell it only 6 years later for $11.5 million. The reason for the sale was the lack of time, because he also owned 2 houses in Texas, as mentioned earlier. The man also owns a ranch in California, a mansion in Terrell Hills, Texas, and a property at the Polo Country Club in Buenos Aires, but there are no photos of these locations in the public domain. Over the years of his career, our hero has starred in more than 80 films of various genres. Moreover, he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for his high achievements in cinema. Which movie with Tommy Lee Jones do you like the most?
The only comfort I can offer is my promise that tomorrow morning you won't remember a thing.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly some shit you just forget.
You ever see one of these, son?
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.